Today I'm going to be making a Copycat Crumbl salted caramel cheesecake cookie. I will put the link below to the typed directions to all the ingredients if you decide you want to make these for yourself. You will need, there is a set of cookie ingredients and then a set of ingredients for the frosting and the drizzle. So right now we're going to give you the, I'm going to give you the cookie ingredients first. You need 1.5 cups of butter softened, 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 1.5 cups of packed brown sugar, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 3 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, 2 packages of graham crackers crushed, approximately 2.5 cups. So I had like 3/4 cups of these crumbs left up in the cabinet, so I used those. But then I also used, I had these graham crackers, and so we crushed them up. So there's crumbs and there's crushed graham crackers, and I just used a measuring cup and measured out 2.5 cups of these combined. So you can do it whatever way you want to do it. You need 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the cheesecake frosting and drizzle, you need 16 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 7 ounces of marshmallow cream, 2 cups of powdered sugar, which we haven't measured out yet, but that'll be in here, 1/3 cup of caramel dip. So I bought this, they sell caramel dip in the produce section. I bought this at Walmart. You could either get the cups or you could get one big container, and I just decided on the cup, so I don't know how many of these we'll be using. But then you need some coarse sea salt, and I'm just going to use the Malden sea salt flakes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our butter, and we're going to put our butter and both of our sugars in our mixer, and you're going to mix these until they're creamy. You want to add your vanilla and your 2 eggs and just mix it until it is creamy. So now we're going to mix in all of our dry ingredients. I'm going to mix in these little things first, and then I'm going to mix in the flour, and then once I get the flour mixed in, then I'm also going to be adding all of that graham cracker, the crushed graham cracker at the end. Okay, so I'm going to let Kevin do this part. If you want to leave your mixer on the your stand, then you can and try to get your crumbs in there, your graham cracker crumbs. However, it was up really high in the mixer and it wasn't mixing as good as it could. So we decided to take our bowl off the stand, and Kevin wants to stir the graham cracker in by hand. And how hard is it to stir in?
I'm just kind of cutting it in, so, you know, it's not that bad. If I were trying to stir it, it would be probably impossible, but.
So just mix this until all that graham cracker is combined in the dough. You also want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you want to get 2 cookie sheets out, and we're going to line them with parchment paper, and I'll show you what we're going to use in just a second when Kevin gets done here. I'm going to use these Reynolds Kitchens cookie baking sheets. I love these because it's pre-cut parchment paper, and it just makes life easier, I think. And I always flip it over. And this way too, you usually don't have to clean your pans off. Sometimes you might have some run up against the edge, but usually you don't. So you want to take 1/2 cup, and you're only making 12 cookies. So we're going to make 6 cookies on each sheet. And so you want to basically get the size, and then you want to form it into a ball and then lay it on your cookie sheet. Kevin thinks that I'm making these balls way too big, and I might be.
They're supposed to be half cups, and she's heaping cups.
I'm heaping. I'm really, really bad when it comes to that. But what I'm doing, I told him, instead of changing right now, instead of taking some from the other ones right now, I'm going to see how many I can get out of this. And then if I need to change it up, I definitely will.
I could be wrong.
I'll take some from the other ones. If these are a lot smaller or something like that. But I'm surprised they didn't get you to just weigh the dough. Honestly, I prefer to do it that way. I would prefer to make sure that I have them all the same size. I would prefer to weigh the dough. And that way I know that they're all going to be the same size. This is more... I mean, I'm glad they told you half a cup. At least you have something to go on. But it still is a little bit of a guessing game. Because you're never quite... you're never going to have them the same size. To go through and we want to flatten them out until they're about an inch thick. Then we're going to put them in our oven, and you bake them for anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. And I'm going to bake mine for 13 minutes. I'm going to put both pans in the oven at the same time. These are big pans, so they kind of overlap in the oven, but I haven't had an issue yet with like them not baking correctly or anything like that. So they'll be fine if they overlap just a little bit, but I'm gonna go for 13 minutes, but then when they come out of the oven, I'll tell you, like if I left them a shorter time or longer time or whatever, I'll make sure that I tell you just so you'll get a good idea. The baked cookies, they cooked, what we did was we put them in for 7 minutes, and then we rotated the pans, and then we set them for another 6 minutes. They weren't completely baked, so I baked them for an additional minute. So it was a total of 14 minutes. 7 minutes, 7 minutes, total of 14. So while these are still warm, we want to take our 2 blocks of cream cheese, and we're going to put them in our mixer, and we're going to mix this until it is fluffy. This is pretty much creamy. So now I've measured out my powdered sugar. This is 2 cups. You want to add about a half a cup at a time. Make sure it's mixed in after half a cup until it's all gone. And then after it's all mixed in, we're gonna add our whole container of marshmallow cream. A measuring cup out here just so I have a gallon-sized bag, and I'm going to put this in here like this to hold it like this. And I'm going to pour my mixture here into this bag. It says cut a hole in the corner. Let me close this up like that. And now this is runny. It seems runny, but it tells you, the directions say to put this on, we're gonna go in a swirl. We're gonna start in the middle, the center, and go around, and we're gonna pipe this on to the warm cookie. So this is probably one of those parts that I will not be good at, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it a try.
Where do you start?
This seems not like a good idea. Okay, here are the cookies. We had enough to do all but one. So one is naked, but that's okay. I'm still gonna put some caramel on it. I have thoughts about this, but I'll give my thoughts when we try the cookie at the end. But right now we're just gonna move on to the caramel. So this is caramel dip. I've never bought these before. So what the directions are telling you to do, yeah, you're supposed to like dip apples or something. This is kind of firm. So they're wanting you, and I didn't know how many of these cups I would need to use either. They're wanting you to put this in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to use several of these cups. I'm gonna do, I have some Malden sea salt flakes, and I'm gonna take some and I'm just gonna put some on top. Kevin has tried to make me feel better. He said, you know, they look fine, they're homemade, you're not selling them in a shop, they're not going to be perfect.
No.
But my thing is usually you don't put that cream cheese on.
They're already kind of soft.
It's soft on a warm cookie. Also, if you use a piping bag, then you won't make this mistake. But I used a gallon size bag. That bag was too big because I was trying to put the cream. Normally, I don't have that big of an issue.
It was a big bag.
But it's a huge bag and it was flopping everywhere. And so really you need to use it. If you use the bag, it works, but just use a sandwich bag. Don't use a gallon bag. Yeah, go for small. Don't try to maybe fit all the mixture in one bag.
Do you want to try this caramel one first?
Sure, but it does puzzle me that they would put this soft mixture on top of a warm cookie because it doesn't like want to hold its shape.
Yeah, it all kinds of runs together.
Yeah. Okay, so what it says is salted caramel cheesecake cookies are a giant graham cracker cookie with cheesecake frosting topped with a caramel drizzle and sea salt sprinkle. It says makes 12 cookies. But it says 24 servings.
Yeah, half a cookie.
Okay, so then it says, let's see. It says if your caramel is cold, ours wasn't. To half this recipe, half the ingredients. Duh. It says it's 385 calories. I guess that's for half. Okay. So this is without any of that stuff.
Yeah, this is the caramel and the cookie. The cookie itself is really nice. It's a very soft, a soft, chewy kind of cookie.
It'll be interesting to taste it with the marshmallow cream because this is a good cookie by itself.
I think that's a good base just for any kind.
And I really like that you can taste the graham cracker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice, and I love the texture. The texture's really nice. I'm gonna lay this on top of this cookie.
No, you're fine.
I like that. That's a good base cookie, period.
I do like the base cookie though with the caramel. You could
get the salt.
if you didn't want to do any of the cream cheese and the marshmallow cream, you could literally do that cookie and caramel sauce and call it a day.
Yeah.
I do like
caramel frosting.
I do like the sea salt.
Go buy you some caramel frosting.
Yes.
That'd be good.
You've got this so big I can't pick it up. I'm gonna cut mine into a more manageable piece. Okay.
It's definitely a softer, more runny frosting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it surprises me that she doesn't have you refrigerate that mixture.
That would firm it up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do the mixture, do the marshmallow cream and cream cheese, and then put it in the refrigerator. I do like the flavor of that. That is really
Very
nice.
nice.
Yeah, you see I'm going in for another.
I tell you what, one thing I've always said about Crumbl, my favorite frosting, and one of my favorite frostings is their cream cheese frosting. They did a pretty good job of duplicating that flavor. I mean, it's pretty close. The texture's off, but the flavor is pretty close.
The flavor's good.
No,
I don't know.
the problem is it's runnier.
Yeah.
It needs to be thicker.
Do you think it's just as sweet? Because it is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, it's just as sweet,
Yeah.
and it has that same that cream cheese sweet flavor.
I love it when you get a piece of that salt.
The salt really goes good. Honestly, the caramel, I didn't really taste the caramel on top of that because it's mixed in with all the other stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. When the caramel, or did I just not get a piece with caramel?
No, I gave you. I mean,
Because-
well, I don't know. You cut it again.
I know I cut it again, but still, when the caramel really doesn't shine when you have that marshmallow, I just didn't taste it at all.
Here,
But I do think, oh yes,
take that bite. Double
force me.
up the caramel there. That's got like double what most of it had. So
I do taste it now. I think I didn't get it before. I
It's good.
like, even though this is just, I hate to say this, I think they're ugly. I think they're ugly cookies, but I think they eat. No matter what. I say that all the time. It might be ugly, but it'll still eat. I can still eat it. And so the flavor of it is really delicious. Everything goes well together.
yeah, that's really
It's
nice.
just that I would be embarrassed to call my sister and say, hey, do you want these cookies? I will
Well,
not
first of all, I don't think you could because you couldn't stack them or anything.
No, you can't stack them on top of each other. That is never going to firm up.
No.
There-
And maybe if you put them in the freezer.
There has to be a better way to firm that up.
It needs to thicken up some, but I hate to put more powdered sugar in. It's already got 2
But
cups.
I just think putting it on top of a warm cookie, that has to be wrong. You have, surely to goodness Crumbl's putting those in the refrigerator or something.
You would think so, but even then, it's still soft. It's still, regardless, it's always going to be soft.
Yeah, so you're not, well, and Crumbl, they don't stack theirs on top of each other
That's
either.
true.
So it's
So
not
it's all
like-
in one big pan.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put them in singles, but these are ugly. So I'm not gonna ask my sister, do you want some of these? I don't mind having these for me and Kevin, and of course, the 1,000 people that'll watch this video. But I just wouldn't make these for company because they're not pretty enough. Until I figure out how to do the cream cheese and the marshmallow cream to where it will stay, and next time I'll do it in a sandwich bag to keep it where it will stay, then I would make them for other people because the rest of it is perfect. I love everything else.
Yeah, it's just the look of the frosting itself just kind of runs together to a flat
Yes.
surface. That's the only thing, though. I mean, really, ultimately,
So I
it's still
could
really
call
good.
mine ugly.
They're not ugly.
Copycat.
They're perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
But just know, they do taste delicious. So I will put the link below. If you want to go to the link and you want to see, okay, what could they do to improve this, then please let me know in the comments below because I am genuinely curious. But I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.